Coast site that it just has all the basic rules. It has a little bit more than the player's handbook, but it doesn't go as much into detail with all of the character options. So, but it's also got like rules from the DMG, if I'm not incorrect, and like more monster stats.
Tis true.
Because there's also something called the SRD, which is another thing that you can buy. Which was like, that's like the initial release of the game. I appreciate that of all the all the NPCs are in a line except Ku. Ku gets to sit at the table. Rain does not get to sit at the table, apparently. But Ku gets to sit at the table.
Well, she left herself there.
I mean, Rain, you could come sit at the table with us. You could come sit by me. Hey, there's a spot.
I don't even know where the fuck I am right now.
You're at the top, right here. You're by Drake Hound.
You'd be vibing in the doorway.
Not according to my map. I'm gonna refresh then.
You're right above him.
I'm not on the map. I'm gonna refresh.
Tragedy. Invisible only to you. My whole screen just moved when you pinged.
That's because I do the magical GM shift
ping. Did you just GM ping me? I hate you.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I didn't like it. I felt violated.
Look
at it a little bit.
Look at the table.
Look at I wish it would be awful if you could zoom it in too. So it just suddenly is like my entire screen is 4 squares.
Like that?
Not well, yes, but also.
There I am.
Look, it's me. I'm so pretty. I do love the character art.
It is
very good. It's very good.
And we got.
I appreciate that you're in Jin's icon, but he's basically not in yours at all. All you get is the yellow plate, but your like head and hair is in his.
Funny.
It fits into the personalities.
How do you make the icon bigger? How can I click on it to make it bigger?
Oh, that's a GM thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
GM power.
You're just too powerful, man.
She got big head. Called your head big.
Wow.
She's gonna take that?
My feelings. Yeah, because he's a fucking DM.
Alright, there we go.
No, Jin called your head big.
What?
See, there, that's the reaction I was looking for the first time.
Whatever.
Is she coming for your ass? So.
It's a good thing we got 2 druids to heal.
I know, right? Last time on Ashes of Otren. After initially escaping the Temple of Dagon, and all alongside with, unfortunately, the remaining forces of Pelgrim and his small army regiment that he'd brought along, him slinking away with the, well, supposed blade of the Yellow King, as far as you were able to discern, left a sour note in some people's mouths, but at the same time you had prevented him from retrieving a larger swath of relics and pieces as well.
Which one was that?
The Yellow Blade.
Not necessarily a rune stone or a rune weapon, but this is the blade of the Yellow King.
We think that's what he was really after when he sent us down here. Try and help our friends.
For that, as far as you can tell, that did seem to be his main goal and prize, which was this.
Yep. Do you look at that and you tell me that's not an eldritch weapon? That's not gonna, you don't plunge that into the heart of the sun and cause the end of the universe.
That sounds terrible.
Maybe. Anybody else use these things? Like
some fantasy-ass fantasy. I mean, Jin held it briefly, right?
Yep.
It's not like an infinity stone. It's not gonna explode you.
As far as you know.
I'm saying, like
that you know of.
He didn't try and use it, which is the thing.
But
Jin is half.
Both have our. Well, my weapon's kind of cursed, but his is on fire.
His is a whole thing.
Your weapon eats the souls of the damned and consumes them like a battering.
You make it sound like it's negative.
It sounds like a positive at that point. But After escaping the Temple of Dagon and being able to retreat back to the ship, you saw that the son of Dagon had awoken from beneath the temple. After
Sorry.
after collecting everyone on the ship and making sure all was safe and sound, the Skycutter ship was quickly assailed, followed by the son of Dagon, who seemed to be flying and pursuing after you, controlling the weather, trying to slow your retreat. After a quick exchange of spells, power, and a demonstration of strength and trust between each other, you had quickly rent the son of Dagon from the sky and sent him back down to the ocean depths below. But not before seeing Kupojak unfortunately get crushed into the bottom of the ship and thrown into the rainstorm behind, vanishing fairly quickly for a time. After spending a good portion of time in the panic and realization searching for Ku, as well as retrieving some of the pieces of the son of Dagon, you managed to collect an eye. At the same time, Ku had been spending some of his time casting Featherfall to make sure that he didn't just slap into the bottom of the ocean right off the gate. Seeming to have no end of tricks of his own, thankfully alive, but still barely at that point, fairly horrifically wounded. Finally came back to the ship, and everyone was quickly whisked away back to Onsa, the Grand Magister's castle in the main capital, to which there was a more heartfelt situation between Aiden and Ku, especially on the fact that Aiden had been spending some time peering into his mind just to see what Ku was thinking on the surface level during this whole encounter, realizing that he didn't want to lose his friends like he did previously to a green dragon.
He wanted to ask him to sword fight.
Look, nobody can sword fight Ku. That's all I'm saying.
Why are you gonna defend him?
He is the master of the blade.
Pulls out the deep sea dagger. Get the fuck away!
Exactly.
Love the sexual innuendo.
Continuing on.
We'll cross swords shortly.
So,
Guy was mature.
obviously, returning back, the Skycutter, heavily damaged between the various points of the son of Dagon, had held on and even slammed into the bottom of the ship. A large portion of the ship broke away as well, but thankfully held together well enough to return. Obviously, everyone at a high-strung tension. A lot of soldiers lost, but at the same time, Beth then had welcomed all of you to come and retreat back to your rooms, and obviously discuss everything with level heads and rested bodies in the morning at breakfast once everyone is well.
So we like long resting from all this.
Yes. At the same time, he will be. I promise that your friends will be back to their normal selves in the morning. I have sent away for clerics to help them be cured of the curse that they've been, placed on.
This guy. He's a good guy. Alright. Awesome.
We appreciate your hospitality.
And Onsa appreciates, as well as I myself appreciate, everything you and your group has done. The Deadass Rangers. Well, we are truly in your debt. Forgot that was your name.
Just makes it so much better.
I can't believe we introduced ourselves. We walked up to this man and said, "Hello, we are the Dead Ass Rangers and we're here to help." And he did not just instantly throw us out. He hired us, and we have helped
He took
save
us
the kingdom
seriously.
from the son of one of the most powerful elder gods out there.
From a situation
Deadass
we
crack,
have
dude.
created.
Oh
We
my
kind of
God.
maybe helped, kick some rocks that started this avalanche, but we stopped the avalanche to save the city.
We brought freedom, you know.
See, freedom.
Right.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Bringing freedom to places that have oil. I mean, to places that don't have freedom.
Man, read my mind. Read my motherfucking mind.
Okay, we didn't laugh. He's still talking.
Liberate
He called the dead ass. He called us dead ass rangers.
We gonna teach the people of Anso how to yurt.
And we as well, thank you, Magister. It is an honor to be allies with such a powerful nation.
As for the future of our plans, obviously much will have to be discussed in the morning. And obviously I do not expect to keep the Crystal Barrel Runestone to myself. That is an honor belonging to you and your group, as obviously
Which one? What? I'm sorry. Wait. What?
Crystal Barrel Runestone.
Oh, okay.
That is...
We're doing like primary colors now. We're on like hybrids,
It's true. Precious
Yeah.
gemstones.
fuchsia and shit.
The honor belongs to all of you.
Thank you for your help.
I-
What's next for you?
Well, I will be preparing for the possible worst situation to be happening. Though I pray that Larusa will be wise and keep their mercenaries off of my borders, but they have been foolish before, and especially with the kingdom divided, their providence will try to lay claim to Anso once again foolishly, as they've done in the past.
Well, if you need us, I guess we kind of, sort of owe you a favor for helping us get the root stone.
But we also saved
Oh, we're
his
not out of here
entire.
yet.
Yeah.
Not out of here yet. Let's not go
Yeah.
giving any on farewells just yet.
Yeah.
Still got some favors to call in.
Thank you. Yeah, true. He does. I mean, wouldn't that technically been his favor? Help us.
Well,
with this?
that's what. Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. He wants our help with this in case this thing that might happen in just a couple days.
Well, if we can count on you, you can count on us. You're.
For now, I refuse. I refuse. We will not introduce Yer to the fantasy deep, please.
We've
Please, for
already-
my sanity.
Now, yeah. Now, can your kitchen serve us up the finest cheeses that have been chopped?
We gotta go to bed. It's late. We got. This is all gonna happen in the morning.
Yeah.
We would love to discuss more in the morning, but I speak for myself when I say that I am very tired. Would like to retire.
Wait, hold on. At a game, we picked up the yellow rapier. Is that what it's called? The yellow rapier?
We don't have it. Pelgrim got it,
Oh, that's what he got. Okay, right.
but we got the
The runes.
runestone, the one that this guy is not trying to lay claim to.
Does he know anything about it, or is?
We're gonna talk about him. This is all like the night
Yeah.
before.
Everybody gonna be getting some sleep first.
Okay, with one eye open, because we just fought a elder god son.
Shit's on full sketch mode.
Yeah, and Pelgrim, who obviously can get in this place.
Yeah, I have prepared. Um, fucking, where's the spell? Where is it? What did I do with it? Continue on. Sorry.
Alright. So, obviously, each person would be able to get their own room for the night. Be able to
Yes.
rest up fully.
Wait, what about our people? Are they like? Have we figured out, or did he?
They're being
out?
taken care of
Okay,
right now.
alright.
Clerics have been summoned. We're resting. They're gonna join us in the morning so that everybody can talk. We can all debrief.
Exactly.
All right, let's do it. Let's take a nap.
Let's take a nap.
Power nap. Alright, we're good. So, obviously, you are more than welcome to make use of the baths and RPG and music of the morning. Yes.
Yeah, Remus is gonna go take a bath, and he's been busy chopping heads off. So
He's got that good workout sweat.
he's like, damn, for someone who usually stinks, I stink.
So,
Right. I'm gonna go hang Koo.
alright.
Jin walks up to
Sword
Aiden
fighting.
and kind
Oh.
of nudges him and goes, "Are you about to, play hidden dagger again with Ku?"
Immediately bright red. Immediately bright red. I Jin, I have no idea what you're talking about. Just go
For someone
get
who's been
some water. He tries to like get past you. But I assume you're like paladin blocking him in the hallway.
I don't know, for someone who's been burned before, you're pretty flustered and hot right now.
Look,
I'm bothered.
look, do I really need to spell this out for you?
I don't know. Your reaction is saying everything.
All right then. Can I go?
I mean, sure. Which room though?
What?
Ku's are yours.
I'm not sure that that's any of your business.
I
Here to
mean,
shame me, paladin.
Who am I to shame? Are you ashamed?
Not at all.
I'm encouraging you. You're the one that's kind of embarrassed right now.
What have you? Why did you stop me?
I don't know. You always seem concerned that I always have it out for you, but anytime I try to do a friendly gesture, you kind of seem hostile to me. Just trying to lighten the mood. Just one.
Stopping someone in the hallway, blocking their path with your armored bulk. A friendly gesture I should recognize.
We're still in the dining room. This is not a hallway.
Well, no, we're not in the dining room. We left. This is after.
I don't know. We're still near a table. This kind of looks like a dining room to me.
Right. Okay.
Where was that going?
Are you really that flustered you couldn't tell your surroundings?
Well, no, we left. We were all describing what we were doing in the evening, after
we're-
we had all left, and then
Remus is going to GTL. You're going to hide the sausage.
I'm gonna sleep. Where's my room?
Where's my room?
Where is
I don't
all
know.
those rooms?
Where's the room? Can I just walk around, just walk
There's a
into
bunk
any
on the
room and go to
floor.
sleep?
Here, hold on.
Who's this sus person over here?
We're just gonna start shit now?
This
Just
guy.
asking who's this sus person.
That's the butler.
Yeah, I've wanted the servants to.
it's the butler. He shoot him. He did it. It's always the butler.
Now you know. Okay.
Is something the matter?
Take the night off. You work too much.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Who is this? Who's this suave man?
This suave Delacroix. And then exploding into that room, Jin.
I'm just trying to find my room. I might be a little buzzed right now after, you know,
Just a little?
getting knocked in the head a bunch of times.
That's true.
Who are these dudes over here?
Ramus, are you really running around in like tiger form?
I'm trying to find the sauna, you know?
Make sure you take the flea lotion with you.
I don't know. Probably.
Well, what's underwater? I guess sea fleas?
Sea fleas.
Shrimp?
Seafood?
Sure.
Ticks? I don't know.
There.
Maybe you got a crab in your underwear.
Sea louse. Okay.
So,
May I ask a quick question, DM?
yes.
You remember earlier you were saying I can do 14 spells?
Yes, you can prepare 14 spells, and then you'll have the ones that are constantly prepared as well, for free.
Okay, so the always prepared ones don't count as 14.
Correct.
Thank you.
Also, in there, Jin, you would find the younger practicing acolyte and cleric of Mistra.
Oh, is like the door like wide open or something? Cause like I'm not going through the door.
If you were to go in there.
Who do you think I am, barging into rooms unannounced and shit?
A professional paladin.
Gin
I'm
Delacroix.
not
Oh,
just- I
okay.
am not drunk.
Cool.
But if that was the case, you know, carry on, sir. Sorry.
My bad.
Right.
So you just like letting us wander, and if we
He's-
trigger something, you're like, ah.
Well,
He's
you
preparing. He's preparing ways to fuck us. So
do have free roam of the castle.
Dallas is going to stay in the library for most of the night and then catch the rest.
That last bird noise waked me out. It sounded like it was in my room. I turned all the way around.
At the same time, the dynamic lighting is all wigged out from all your updates.
Yeah, there've been like a couple in the last few weeks.
So,
Yeah, I'll try and find you know,
who are these
a
guys?
quiet moment.
uh,
It doesn't need to be a scene, but yeah.
those gentlemen are the Githyanki Knights, who patrol the main grounds of the Magister's Castle. You can see further out is the stables where the griffins as well as Invincible is being kept, and the also sleeping barracks for the various knights and other guards for the entire castle here as well, with their own well, I guess kitchen in a way you could say, a mess hall for the entire regiment, so they don't get in the way of the king's kitchen or anyone else's cooking for that matter.
Is this guy fancy enough to have like tubs in the rooms, or is there a separate bathing area?
There would be a separate bathing area.
All right, Ramus and Drake Hound need a scrubbing.
All right.
I appreciate Drakehound gets full named every time, without exception. Every time.
That's his name. It's Drake Hound.
Put some respect on it.
He's not just Drake. He's not just Hound.
All right.
If it's not really germane to the plot or nothing's gonna happen, then I'll just go where the majority of other people are going. If you're gonna mass move people, but
For that, it's not really mass move. It's just everyone getting their own beds for the night.
Okay.
Yeah, can you
so
stick me in a room, please?
I'm finding the bats.
All right. Let me do the dish shuffle here, which pull you and Dracan to the bats. Which is one main bath hall there.
Me and my lizard puppy taking a bath.
Together.
I mean, he's my lizard. Sure.
It's a big enough bath.
Not to mention, the black drakes are like aquatic, so.
It's like the best version of a rubber ducky.
And I pull rain to the second floor for one of the various bedrooms. Kidnap Ku and Ida together.
It disappeared off the
leans
map again.
forward on the wall and just snaps his fingers, and his armor just like disappears, and he just like chills in the other side of the tub with Drake, Hound, and Ramus.
They reminisce. They talk about all things dead ass and the cheeses of chop.
Yep.
They are glorious times. Alright. Crouching applicating dagger. Goddamn. So, after spending a good portion of time relaxing, getting cleaned up, returning to your beds, you're able to get a full rest. You wake up refreshed. The maids and butlers rousing you from your comfortable beds later towards the midday point, obviously letting you rest after a very excruciatingly painful battle, and especially between the exhaustion of having to deal with the less reputable creatures that you did at the time. You would find at the grand table as well in the morning, which I'll pull you back in. As you do find Trakadesh is very proudly serving alongside the various maids and butlers there. Breakfast, you would see that Polgane, Dia, Mira, and Artris are doing exquisite and cured of their previous curse of where they couldn't leave the water without it basically treating their skin like it was acid. You can see that on a few of the tables there are some of the reliquaries that were obviously collected from the previous invasion. And you can even see on one of the main platters is the Crystalberry runestone. Seems to be glittering with a soft hue of blue light all on its own, quite nicely. Let me shuffle all that again. Hoop. So,
I just want to make sure that is the runestone of the ocean currents, correct?
no, that would just be the ring. The Crystalberry is another thing all in itself.
This is one of the ones that he had, but it is not the one that he uses.
Oh, I see. My fault.
If I remember correctly, is that correct, GM God?
Wait, no. Then what did he get from down bottom. If it wasn't this runestone.
The runestone of ocean currents, which is like it's a
That's-
different sort of thing. It's like a magic item, not necessarily the same sort of runestone. It allows you to cast a spell from it. It's not the same type of thing. It's just also a runestone. It's not one of the runestones.
Oh, okay. Alright.
The crystal berry came from him. No, we don't know this one.
Okay, cool.
So,
Again, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure all of the things that I'm saying.
there were that one previously.
Yeah, this is the one that we knew about, but this is not the crystal berry one.
So, as everyone does gather around,
Castle.
you do see Vestin, the Grand Magister, standing up and very, well, overjoyed to see that everyone seems to have had a peaceful rest. Obviously, Dragadash is quickly moving around and serving up everything in the morning. I am pleased to say that, obviously, as he gestures towards the other table, that all of your friends have been, well, removed of the curse that had been tying them to the ocean currents. Well, as well with a minimal degree of mental harm, as he does kind of look at Paul Gain, looking kind of at his plate, like, eating slowly, but still kind of fucking just traumatized after all this, because he never expected this to ever kind of happen to him. You can see Nera's got a extraordinarily healthy appetite, is just eating just fine.
Listen, if you guys think we can trust him, I'm all for sending Paul Gain to run our fucking tavern. He's not really a fighter.
Wasn't he gonna run the trade? Because he is a
He's
ship's
like our
captain.
only ship captain.
Mm-hmm.
We just gotta get better fighters, because apparently these guys can't hack it.
Well,
Gotta upgrade our fucking NPCs.
well, we have 3 who can.
Hopefully they got like XP buffs from fighting Dagon. Or the son of.
Oh my god.
Did we kill you, Josh? I'm sorry.
It's good.
Yeah, well, he can be our ship captain. If he's not up for it, he can send another lackey to ferry us around.
What if we let Ku retire? What if we let Ku open the business?
Oh no.
Then we'd have
Do you
nobody
want
to pick locks for us.
Are you gonna run away with him? Is that the plan?
I mean, who's to say? Who wouldn't
Oh.
love to live a life running a little inn for some of the most powerful adventurers in the country to use as a front for their illicit business?
Illicit, you say.
I feel like that's the version of that's the dream. It's like the opposite of the like I'm a lesbian, I want to move to a cottage and live in flannel in the woods. It's like, yes, I would like to be in the middle of a thriving metropolis. Yeah, it's like the New York gay attitude, you know? You move into the middle of everything. We're both lawyers in competing firms.
This is not
It's great.
Sex and the City.
It could be. It could be, though. Just saying. Listen to your heart.
Alright.
I'm glad that Drake Hound gets to sit at the table for breakfast.
He's a well-trained boy.
He's opposite Thalos.
What? ABC?
Thalos isn't house trained. He's a weird dwarf.
Just rude. Just straight up mean.
Best dwarf you've ever known.
That's just
Probably the only dwarf
racist.
you've ever known. You're all like, yeah, I got plenty of dwarf friends.
Thalos?
That is
Those
the most
guys that died
thing
in
I've
the-
heard.
Remember those guys that we like enlisted and they died like right away?
I don't know.
Right.
Thalos is like what you call it, light skinned boys. He's the
I know.
preferred one, but everybody hates the other ones.
That's terrible.
Hey, that's how you treated the other dwarves.
No way. Treated the other dwarves with a modicum of respect after
No,
stealing their
not the
leader's
ones-
position and forcing them to fight a dragon. To be
Appropriation
fair.
To be fair,
To be fair, Zeri had just died, and Thalos was pissed.
there was anger. There was anger,
No, don't try to.
and
you were
druids
neutral
don't
them
contain
before
their
that.
emotion. Druids, they release. There's no like holding it in. It's the natural. I don't know. I can't defend you, buddy. I'm sorry.
I can't defend you. I'm sorry.
I tried.
I went for it. There was nothing.
But Thalos does have a hatred of Dwagar, but that's a whole other thing. In any case, did you actually just diss all of our NPCs out loud, or was that like a personal thought?
No, we were all talking amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any character voices. I wasn't doing mine.
I don't know if I have a character voice, but I don't know.
I feel like you add a little bit of bravado into it when you're normally talking as Jin. I can usually tell.
But I add a little bravado when I always talk.
There's a little bass in his voice.
Oh my god.
Now this French toast is delicious. Ramus, have some of this bacon. I slide Ramus a tray of bacon. It's delicious. Fat dripping off of it.
I think Jin and I would like the delicacy of the bodegas up north.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Facts.
On a roll.
Let me get
No.
an unsold version of a
On
bacon,
a
egg,
cinnamon
and cheese.
raisin.
Alright.
You see, track dashing down. Right away. So any other requests for this morning? Obviously, there's about midday, so obviously everything is permissible.
Oh, is it nearly midday? Vodka. For our cleric.
Double tea, please.
Right away. And he will vanish from the dining hall as he obviously goes to retreat to the kitchen to retrieve everyone's drinks and requested food. Obviously, you can see Veth is enjoying a plate himself. Obviously, from a little bit earlier, he was still early to rise. You could tell he seems a little bit tired, obviously tending to a good portion of the matters from the night itself. And as Krakadesh does come back, you can see Kuv is surprisingly quiet, but he seems to take something out of his bag at the current circumstance. Especially
Who does?
Yep. He, especially seeing everyone kind of together, smiling and laughing and still having a good morning, as well as the kind of just the general togetherness of everything. And he kind of peers over towards Jin with a little bit of a sheepish look.
This is something you had dropped, and well, it was more or less when you jumped off. I managed to grab it before it fully fell off Dagon's back.
And
What?
he will mage hand in your direction a familiar looking journal. It's your journal. Clearly has definitely been gone through.
Jin's eyes widen and looks at Kuru. Did you look inside?
Lot. I think.
Dog.
I think you should. Probably share a little bit of that. That's
Jin like kind of starts looking a little furious. Did you look inside this book?
I did.
Jin has like this disgruntled look on his face, and he's like,
Oh shit.
"Crew, I thought we were friends."
We are. I was
At the breakfast table.
Dun, dun, dun.
very just kind of worried, like not something you should hold in.
And why not?
It eats at you.
It's the only way I could keep moving on. And plus, who cares? We have other worries to tend to.
Ram was just here snacking on his bacon, listening to them.
Like, watching the drama.
Eat up.
Eating popcorn.
Some good ass bacon.
You
Oh my gosh.
clearly, obviously, it's lost a lot, and obviously, you all family here. I figured that, especially with everyone here, you might feel a little less burdened by your memories if you were to share them.
Jin lets out a big sigh, and he turns to everybody and tells them, "I'm pretty sure my sister and I haven't been forward with you all about things that have happened to us, and I guess on my road to becoming a paladin, I didn't have anybody to speak about these frustrations, so I kind of made a journal to capture those memories in case I ever ran into my sister again. And, well, this is what's in here."
We're getting some backstory? Hell yeah.
Yeah. So,
Shh.
if crew feels like it's a good time to share, then if you guys are willing to listen, I can tell you how it started.
Side eyes the Magister. What's he looking like? What are you standing, Jin? Or is this been a seated shouting at Ku thing?
Oh no, Jin, like you said, has bravado. He would stand.
Yeah.
He stood. There may have been a flipped bowl of cereal, milk dripping on the floor.
Jin's bacon, egg, and cheese is
Oh
looking
no.
very unleft alone.
That poor bacon, egg, and cheese.
Takes a quick bite and looks at the journal. Yeah, nobody answered if they want to hear a little bit, so I guess you know.
We assumed it was rhetorical. You're standing before us all holding a journal of your deepest secrets.
I was giving you guys permission, and you just like looked at the magistrate.
We're all looking at you expectantly. Yes, Jin, please tell us.
Tell
We're all here for you. This is a safe
Staring in
space.
rapt attention.
Yeah.
Oh God. No, I'm not stage shy. Don't worry. Josh, can you share the entry with everybody so they can read along?
Sure, I can.
Gasp! Lore! I'm so excited.
Alright.
Things to read.
I always
Lore
felt-
to consume.
I always felt like my father always wished for a son. And I always found myself laughing at the thought my sister coming out the womb first, just to have father's high hopes shot down. The great Artorius Delacroix, bested by the birth of his firstborn daughter. Mother always joyfully told us how he prayed to Tur to bless him with a son, and then minutes later, there I was. I always felt since birth Mother doted on Rain, and that's not to say that I was left unloved. While Mother would always call Rain her moon, she would always tell me I'm her son. It was a stark contrast to Father's stern but loving demeanor. Mother's presence had a gentle and radiant glow to it, and Rain's smile glowed like hers too. But just like the dancing flames on the candle wick, it's only a matter of time before the light is snuffed out. Unlike other knights, I didn't have to squire under anyone. Father had the wealth and the status to put me forward and enlist as a soldier at a young age, at the behest that he oversees my training himself. It was an ordinary day of endurance training with Father. Normally, he and I would walk to the cathedral to pick up my sister. As we walk home together, he would tell us tales of his adventures as a paladin. Not today. Not any day after today either. Father left the responsibilities of picking up Rain myself and bringing her home in time for dinner. But as I listened to Rain ramble about her lessons in conjuring class, the smell of burning lumber and fresh blood filled the air. Unable to catch my breath, I stood there wide-eyed as the brightest light I have ever known was beaten and crucified in front of her own home. Thoughts jolted in a million miles per second on what was actually happening. My brain couldn't process the horrific sight as the estate started crumbling down in the background. The voices of the staff that cared for us, laughed with us, shared meals with us, have all turned mute as they tried to usher us away from this heinous act thrusted upon our young eyes. I've heard gossips in the village about looters and raiding and other settlements across the land. Never did I believe one would be bold enough to attack the community that is filled with people of faith and even the house of a paladin. All I could see in front of me was my sister crawling towards our mother's blood-soaked sandal, one that Mother would always find Rain borrowed that complemented her tan skin, trying to tug our mother down from being displayed to people like she was an animal. I didn't budge. I didn't know how to respond or react. I've had swords swung in my face by a man who looks like he can move mountains and never hesitated under his tutelage. But was this fear? My mind was looking for answers that my gut was giving questions to, and then instinctively, my arm reached out and grabbed onto someone who tried to prevent my sister from taking our mother down. It was our nursemaid, the woman who cared for us and loved us just like our mother. And in this moment of reaction, Rain and I dropped to our knees and wept. As the fire died down in the cold evening sky, the body of our mother stood perched upon the stake, unable to bring her down due to superstition of inviting whoever did this back. We didn't want to leave her side. As the night grew cold, Rain tried to find answers to questions I couldn't help with. Where is Father? I don't know. Is he coming back? I don't know. Who would do this to us? I don't know. What are we going to do? I don't know. The look of shock engulfed my sister's face. Thinking about it, this is the first I ever raised my voice to her. In her rage, all I can hear her whisper, "You're just as useless as he is." And all I could think was, maybe I am. It was a couple days that we mourned and a couple days of just lost emotions. We buried our mother in the back of our estate near a favorite fruit grove. It was hard to think we buried our mother so soon. Rain was always crafty, and without saying a word, she made Mother a tombstone but out of wood. I wasn't sure if she was bitter or angry and couldn't find a way to speak to me. But all I can see was, here lies Eris Moongaze, Delacroix crossed out. Mother, devoted wife, light of life. As my sister started to walk away, I tried to find the words to say to her, but I couldn't find them. Not in time, at least. She was gone. I wonder if she would have stayed by my side if I got to say, I love you. Jin closes the book in frustration.
That's
That's
the
the
first
Full Metal
page.
Alchemist emotional shit.
Wait, but how
Damn.
did they meet back up? What? But did you die at the end? What happened? Dog, come on!
That's all I'm
But
hearing
did you
for
die?
now.
But did you die?
No, why would I? I'm right here in front of you.
Are you gonna?
What? Looks between the two.
Brain's just gonna keep drinking.
I had no idea. I'm glad I ordered that vodka.
I'll do that. 2 seconds.
Jesus Christ. Can I? He pours himself a shot. Fuck, Jin, that's crazy. Like, everybody in the room heard this, right? Like, Jin's not a quiet guy.
Oh yeah.
Everybody at the lower table heard it. The butler heard it. Track-a-Dash caught the second half of it.
Yeah.
Magister caught it.
I
Had.
didn't even see the chat while I was reading. Everybody's like,
Dude, I said holy shit when you said the fucking greatest light of your life line. Holy shit, dog.
Our mother was murdered and hung in front of our villa on a crucifix, and we couldn't bring her down.
Wait, somebody had questions about that?
No, I'm just saying it again. I'm
Just
reiterating.
crazy. Just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aiden
Don't
dropped
worry,
his fork into his food and he can't really pick it up. He's in
I
shock.
have more backstory, but that's all I'm giving you today because, yeah. That's heavy. Don't want to share more heavy.
We don't want to depress y'all.
Oh, you don't want to depress us?
No.
What the fuck? Dog. Oh, we lost someone. Talos. Talos!
Dallas was like, nah, I can't do this no more. Too
Can't
much.
handle this
I
shit.
gotta go.
The emotion.
I've gotta. Oh god. Jin 2 now.
Oh shit, we lost them
They're
all.
dropping like flies.
What happened?
They're dropping
We
like
lost
flies.
I did say I'll be right back in 2 seconds, but
Well, no,
No,
like
we lost-
like Thalos dropped and then Jin dropped.
oh, did
Jin, are you
Talos
are you
cry?
back, brother?
I am back.
Talos crying.
Yeah, he may have had to go take a sob break. I almost had tears in my eyes at the end there.
Yeah, I saw you.
That was
walking
very
around
well written.
on mute.
I was freaking out. I was screaming. May's mad at me. I was yelling in my home.
That is what he read was essentially like his perspective of what happened. Everything.
I want to see Rain's version of that document.
I don't know if y'all ready for that.
Yeah, since we're sharing, we've got more bacon. Dead ass.
Yeah, like can I like
Rames's
nudges
way of,
Ramus to pass the
comforting
bacon
Jin,
down.
Like, here's some bacon, man.
Reynolds is like, yo, you gonna go now? Still got more bacon.
Yeah, mine is.
Is he-
Okay, so originally I wrote the backstory with him, but I wrote it from third point of view, and he wrote
Ooh.
his version from the first point of view. And then
It shows how
we-
you two think about it differently.
Yeah. I guess Rain was very disconnected from it. Jin felt very personally like attached to it, and then we split ways.
Yep.
And we were 15 at that time.
Did you die at the end?
No.
Me?
Yeah, did you die?
We're here. You know that, right? We're
Are
at
you
the
though?
table.
Then what's the end of the story, motherfuckers?
Wait, how did
You're
you?
like, haha, surprise! it was
You
me
could be a
the whole
revenant.
time."
It could all be a lie.
Wait, how do you think we're dead though?
Yo, you played Final Fantasy X. Remember, you were a ghost.
It doesn't matter. Right, it doesn't matter. You
Sure.
could
Wow.
could
Tied
be
shit.
doing some shit with
I
with
didn't
J-
think of all that.
you Rain, who's to say you're even his real brother? You left.
Wow, that's some next level shit. We didn't go there.
Who's to say
But-
he's your real brother? Who's to say either of you are anybody? What if
What?
you're both just pretending to be the Delacroix?
One of you could be Pelgrim for all we know.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Y'all thought we thought this was well written? You guys, that we wrote this in a well written way? You guys are going way off with crazier ideas than we started with.
Like conspiracy theories.
What
For
if?
real.
What if everything that's happening is in Ku's head?
I'm trying to.
No,
figure
no, no,
out-
dude. It's a very simple explanation, guys. Yuan Ti, snake people. It's obviously a snake person infiltration. They're here to take over first this
Oh my
small
God.
city state, and then the world.
Yo,
That's what it is.
we
The
give you
Ashes of
King,
Otren
and you're
edition.
giving us Alex Jones. What the fuck?
For real.
It's
Hardcore-
about the
hardcore
frogs.
Alex Jones.
The
Hardcore
frogs
Alex Jones
frogs.
right now.
enter the country. The dead ass rangers follow. Entirely the entire political system collapses.
Is this
If
how
there
you
wasn't
coping
Alex
with
Jones,
sadness?
The frog-
Am I the Alex Jones of this universe?
Is this how you, like, you don't know how to like express like, damn, these twins had it rough, and you're like, how do I address this?
The frogs come first, then we liberate. Then we make freedom.
Anyway, holy shit.
Like we've shared, like, out of context of the game right now, we've shared this story with a few friends, and they've come across the same question, but you guys are the only ones to ask a totally different question.
For real.
What if the Yellow King saw this in a prophecy and sent imposters to infiltrate and befriend us, and then, you know,
Infiltrate the dealers, find the suppliers.
because I'm just saying, they were all acting a little strange recently, so. It's the fluoride in the water.
There's
Right.
fluoride in
I
my
feel like they're not
water.
paying attention to like a one crucial detail, and I don't even want to point that out. We're just gonna let it happen.
I missed it. I was in shock that entire time. You just kept laying out bombs. If there's one specific thing you would like me to pick from that, I would like a highlighter.
Highlighter.
Yeah, please highlight it
Everybody can
in
see
whatever
entry
written
one.
document.
I
Is
think
was
everybody
were
can
we
see
supposed to
entry.
get the written document?
I don't know. No, wait. Since it's my journal is kept on me, I think it was just you were guys able to visually see it. That way you can read along if you didn't understand.
Right. I don't think I got that.
So good. You
Okay.
didn't get it. That sucks for you.
Oh man.
That should be.
I don't know why Rain's like me neither. She knows the crucial detail.
I know everything about so when we split ways oh wait, I'm not
You
Oh, I
found
know.
Jesus.
Wait, no, keep going. What happened? So you split ways, and
Like,
something
I
happened.
guess
From
I can
this
just say
point,
it now,
we
because-
both have different stories because
Yeah.
I had to
Right,
deal
that's
with
what I
the
asked.
information
I
you
said,
were
what
there.
happened? How did you guys get back together?
You-
That was the
you
first question I
literally
asked.
Died. Like.
It was a joke. It's a joke, Jin.
You know what? I'm not
It's-
gonna stay aside. And Nate, you sounded dead serious about.
I'm glad my
Did you
deadpan is that
die?
good. But did you die?
So,
But did you die, dog?
I would
It's
say-
like
Go ahead.
after
Right.
Jin would say all that, and you know Nate's like, oh my god, well what happened after? How did you get back together? And Jin's like, well, you know, we're like back together here now. You know, we reconnected. And I'd be like, well, I already knew where he was all along anyway.
how? Locate object.
Was it like some Conan shit?
There's more backstory to that. but-
When
Yeah.
Jin ended up in the slave pens pushing a windmill like Conan. So he grew up,
Yo, is that why he's like the beefiest, bro?
and then running across the desert with no food for like 4 days, he ran into his sister chained up like that archer dude.
Damn.
Or he became
Wow.
a thief, and then they scaled the tower together, and she was like Jin, and he was like Rain. Oh shit, facts.
that has
How
me.
about I'll do this favor for you guys, and before every session, I will give you a diary entry so you can learn more about Jin's.
Yes, lore. I
See,
will
I was
not.
onto something. In Conan comics, at the end, they always have a page about lore in the world.
See, those are the best parts. Where do I get this page? I want it. I want to read it. I want to have it. I want to tattoo it on my skull.
Diary entry number 2 coming in next session.
Word.
Yeah, Rain knew everything that was going on with me in my journey because, you know,
She can
twin
read minds.
reason. But I didn't know because I'm the weaker twin.
Yeah, I kept a track. of him.
Obviously.
Yeah, I kept a tracker on him, so I knew what he was up to.
That's why you have the ability to just be like, I'm out. Because you could just come back whenever. And he's like, what?
That's actually quite literally how it happened. He would, I'd say, like, at the table, I'd be like, yeah, Jim would always go back to the house to see if I was back, and I never was. You know? So.
Let's just
But
say
I also
that
have a-
my funding from being a paladin all went back to rebuilding the house.
Right. So Rain also has a backstory, but I think it could wait.
We're gonna only drop one emotional bomb on the guy.
Yeah, I don't know if
Still
you guys
trying to
have
cope.
multiple emotional bombs.
This
So,
is
you
not
know,
like
that's
a
the part.
Spanish novella right now.
Yes, it is, boo boo. Yes, it is.
I feel
This is like we're
pain.
crying in Spanish, like the thing pops up. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna, I was gonna commiserate with the two of you. I as well know the pain of loss of a family member, though I do not claim. You have my sorrow and my assistance, if ever you, as you well know.
Rain's gonna
friend.
be like, we'll take the assistance, but you can hold the sorrow. We don't need any more sorrow.
We've used our sorrow to become what we have today. But
He'll
persistence is always greatly appreciated, friend.
He inclines his head and smiles as Jin returns the. So,
He takes his mug and looks at it, and then quickly throws it at Kupo Shak's head.
I saw something like that coming.
can I try and knock it out of the air with a firebolt? Can I try and go?
Is he gonna have to compete against my athletics?
I mean, it would probably be a contested. I don't even know. Improvised weapon attack for the thing, and then I have to roll some like double that to hit it, whatever he rolls, because it's a fucking moving object as a reaction.
Flat strength, and then your firebolt would have to try and beat out his fucking strength throw.
All right, can I use my inspiration on this?
I'm not gonna stop you if you really want to use inspiration.
I'm gonna use my inspiration on this. That's a 20.
Wow, that's not even fair. You said flat strength?
Yeah, because it's an improvised weapon.
Fine.
Unless you have Tavern Brawler.
Which last I checked, it's not a 10.
Oh, by what?
Inspiration, my ass.
I mean, I rolled a crit fail and a 9. He rolled a 16. It was a valiant effort. It was a very good throw, but nobody's gonna sauce my man.
Just you.
Don't. Hey. Don't be gross.
That's not big, yeah, it's sauce. He's your little chicken nugget. You dip him how you want. Dip him or dunk him.
I'm dying. I'm suffering.
Rain's just gonna walk out.
So what happens as Jin chucks a pitch or what did you say? A mug?
Yeah.
A stein.
Stein. So Jin takes out from his side the dancing longsword.
Uh-oh.
And he walks over.
And of course, because it's dancing.
Where did Rain go?
Wrong person.
She
I
walked
walked
out.
out.
Rain just left the breakfast table. We're supposed to be debriefing all this shit.
Jin
Oh, right,
hands his
okay.
dancing longsword over to Dia.
A lot of drama at the breakfast table. Oh, wait. Character development.
I'll come back.
Are you sure about this? I know how precious this weapon is.
You're gonna have more responsibilities going forward, and unfortunately, I cannot look after you.
Well,
It is an honor then. Sure.
But then relinquishes his dancing longsword.
wow.
Ram is snacking on bacon. You in the big leagues now, girl.
Yeah, she better have gotten a hell of an XP boost from fighting Dagon.
Where you everybody pulls their weight, so we're expecting you
I
to.
don't think she fought. Wasn't she like getting treated for having like?
Right, but she survived,
She
and
fought
she
with
was
us
part of the
before.
party. We gave them all XP shares when we met them.
Oh. Oh, so they're like the weak Pokemon that benefit off the Pokemon that kills the enemy?
That's why Nira is still relevant, even though she was originally just a big person in old armor.
And she's been like,
Jin
we've
came
used
up
them
near
for
of
fighting.
ears from hearing that, like, how could you? I
We're
mean,
not saying
she's
I'm the
always
have a
been
character
relevant.
voice. Damn you, motherfucker.
They've been useful to us. Well, has she? I think she has. She hasn't really fought as much as Nina or Kuya, but she has, right?
Jin grabs his sister by her upper shirt and then tosses her over his side. Can I get back my bacon, egg, and cheese? You just like went over to my seat.
You dip. I don't got the name.
The bacon, egg, and cheese has 2 new bites in it. 3! God, so
Oh.
fast. You were all you
Wow.
did is walk over and hand a sword over.
Says the lactose intolerant person.
Not in this world, baby.
She know what she want to manja on.
Half elves can digest milk. Good to know.
That's the human side
So-
of her that can't digest milk.
Whatever. What are we supposed to be reviewing this morning? Debriefing? What are we
Yes, there was after all of that, I believe we had a great deal to speak about. Firstly and
Right.
foremostly, I see all of our friends down there. They appear fine. What is the prognosis?
Obviously.
What is his face? Can you describe his like whole face right now? Because he just heard all that, and now it's like back to business.
For that, you could tell he's used to drama, but especially after his own of finally getting his daughter back, he's not too surprised. Still shocked to a great degree, especially after the reading of the journal. But you can see he obviously in practice has to keep composure, but you can still. It's impressive that it managed to break him of his proper noble composure that he usually keeps. Well, as for the curse that was removed, they will be a bit tired for a while, and as previously discussed with all the other matters, the crystal berry will be up to you whether you wish to do with it as you please or leave it here in Onso. I would imagine you would wish to benefit from its strength as best as you could. As for the sister weapon that would go with this item, unfortunately I am not privy to that knowledge. It would take some time and research, maybe in some divining, but obviously you are welcome to stay here for the time until everything is set and ready. As well as we still have the other matters to discuss, as I remember previously thinking of, well, allowing you an airship, one of the traders that we have.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did we tell him about our plan to get the other ones, that we sort of know where they are, or no? I don't remember. That was a while ago.
That part was not discussed with him. You obviously all had plans. You were still sussing Vethden out to see how exactly loyal he could be.
I give him the gist of that. I don't tell him we know exactly where they are, or at least where some of them may be. I just tell him I have a conversation with him about the rune stones, and that that's kind of what the airship was for, to make that easier in life.
It'll take a little bit of time to make
That's when
sure.
he knows anything about them, obviously, and more about their locations.
It'll take a little bit of time to compile everything, but I'll give you all the information I possibly can. We do have old records of where some might possibly be, but obviously many were hidden away, and obviously from where they had originally broken off from, well, the original council has been storied away to another location. Even the one that you had, I had not been privy to the information of where they'd lied until it recently walked back into these grand halls. I can get you as close as...
Good information.
I'll be able to get you as close as I possibly can, but obviously in time. For that time, even though it would still be as fast as possible, it will still take me a few days before I can have a ship fully ready for you and able to leave Unso without issue. I would be giving you the full signal flags as well as the permission to approach Unso from any direction with your own traveling ship. As for other locations, I would definitely warrant caution, as you would definitely be a very obvious target and a little more easily followed, but not tracked after.
Is there no way to disguise the vessel? Fly high enough to be mistaken.
Well, high enough in the clouds like we were previously is your best bet, but obviously still coming down will still garner plenty of attention. It is still a ship after all. So
Perhaps I will view your books on illusions.
would possibly be your wisest. Other than that, the most I could assume, though crude, those who don't always have access to magic have previously painted the bottom of their ships mixtures of white and blue. Though obviously on stormy nights it's not always the most beneficial, but at least for the majority helps the ship blend in and become less noticeable until closer to the ground. Definitely takes a much greater burden off of many of the casters if they start to get exhausted. Obviously, even though
What's our next step?
I guess we're waiting for the information to head out, because we sort of know where they are. I guess it sounds like he's gonna let us hold an airship. I don't know if permanently or what. But...
Borrow.
fully giving you
Yes, I would.
Oh yeah, we're getting one.
Okay.
So that means we have an airship. We already kind of know where they are, but he's trying to compile information if he knows exactly where they are, or any other runestones / weapons that may
What do we... What is... And of the Crystleberry? Its domain. Know it.
Obviously, that is up for any of you to decide what you want to do with it.
Well, I asked what if he knew what domain it is. What is its power?
I've not had a lot of time to study it myself. Well, forgive me on that, but I am quite exhausted. I didn't exactly have a time to study it, nor would I play with it idly. I would still err caution on the side of using such runestones. Not all are kind in nature.
Believe we know something of this, as you well are aware.
Quite intimately, as he kind of side-eyes Rames's obsidian runestone. And Rotonapar as well.
Can he tell that, like, I'm different?
Oh, very easily. You can tell Vethden is, even though he's relaxed, you could tell he still kind of keeps a side-eyed, not on you, but more Rotonapar. You could tell he's very intimate and familiar with the behavioral pattern of the blade.
Is there any advice or any trick you can give me for this thing in the event of...
If it were to be all-consuming, as it does sometimes. For that, well, a strong will, a skilled cleric at your side is always probably one of the most advisable if things go awry. And if at a truly desperate necessity, probably somewhere where it could be separated from you for a time, where it could be waned off from the power of the obsidian runestone you carry. Its strength resonates with that of the runestone itself. If it is separated for probably in the portion of about a week or even to a month if absolutely necessary, you could leave it in probably a bag of holding somewhere, say, minor demi-plane, just to give it a little less strength so you can bend it back to your will.
Well, while we're getting attacked from all sides, that doesn't exactly sound like a smart thing to do. Unfortunately, trust me, I don't want this thing taking me over either.
Then the most dangerous one, but if necessary, a challenge of wills between you and it.
Hopefully it doesn't get to that, but thank you.
Hopefully not. It does have its benefits and immense strength. Even that can corrupt even the most purest of hearts.
I ask him about everybody else who has a runestone, their runestones, if they know anything, I guess. Or if he knows anything.
Well,
or anything that...
as for mine, I've received the silver runestone, the sacrifice of one of the smaller, well, I say smaller, it is still no small feat in itself, one of the Angels of Judgment had decidedly purified it, along with the staff that I carry. Maintains order and balance. As for the other runestones for Tonopause, would be that of an abyssal shade that was consumed with its power, and the obsession of having more, and drawn it in and given its pitch black void essence. As for the green one you carry, an archdruid. One that had purified an entire grove of all the poison that was originally corrupting it. Decided to embody the rest of his powers and his waning years into the runestone itself. And then ended up in the hands of one of the noble knight families that obviously had grown quiet for a time. Then what used to be lush forest turned back to desert. The lapis runestone that is still close to Shishipaniki and the Great Lakes there. That one had been used to empower the depths. It was originally wielded by a Triton. Chose to sacrifice himself and his soul to empower it to protect his people and to guide the waves and the creatures there to make sure that Shishipaniki and any other humanoid creatures would dare not interfere with their kingdom. That one I would definitely consider to be possibly left in place, but also maybe a safe haven for the rest of it. The lapis lazuli.
Oh, okay, we don't have that. Any, it's probably better to not know, but any word on where that one might be, or last time it was seen?
It still sits safely tucked away in Sixdor, the sunken city in the lake.
Shit, that's where we're going, isn't it? That wasn't like out loud.
Yeah.
What happens? What would you suggest if we came across it? Because if we know where, if we find out where it is, guaranteed somebody else does.
Well, unless they are managing to steal it away in the midst of the night from an entire kingdom at the farthest depths of the lake itself. I would only recommend warning them and not trying to retrieve the stone. Diplomacy is still open to them. They do not object from other races visiting their kingdom. They are still quite amiable down there. The various Tritons.
I'd mutter something under his breath. What the fuck?
I don't know.
Ramus,
I
Ram,
somehow made that.
Ramus like reaches out for the butter and just his whole arm just fizzles and it does that video game glitch thing and then it's through his body and head and then he's back sitting down normal.
Is there any way to, like, I added this my new Crimson Right to the Roll20 sheet, but I made another one by accident. Is there any way to get rid of that?
Yeah, hit close little gear, then hit the lock icon underneath it. It should open a bunch of delete icons next to each of them.
Okay, cool.
And then you close the lock again.
Thank you.
Was that the broken one? Was that the one that made you garr?
Yeah. Also, side note, that bow, we gotta put it in somehow.
The what?
The bow.
Oh, the Quench Quiver bow.
Oh, right. And we gotta deal with the book. Aiden looks at Rain, he says, so, the books. What do you think?
Can we read it?
I am not going to try. Here. And Aiden reaches into the handy haversack. He pulls out. It was like 2 or 3 books, right?
Yep.
Or was it just the one?
3 books, all in Abyssal.
Yeah. So these very big, heavy books. Now I don't put this. Yeah, I don't speak Abyssal. I speak a lot of common
do.
languages.
Yeah, I speak Abyssal now too.
And I say,
Just
guard
because
thy
you
mind,
can, doesn't
paladin.
mean you should.
Guard thy mind, cleric.
Sam, is there any danger to reading this thing?
You can find out.
Can I roll Arcana
Fuck
to see
around
if I
and find
think
out.
this thing can be destroyed? Can I destroy this book?
Go ahead and
Relatively
roll me
easily.
an Arcana. And for Rain, if you think it might, go ahead and roll me a religion.
That's a
Obviously.
19 plus 7. That's 26.
So.
Rin was never good at religion.
Can I roll 2? What are we rolling?
Basically to see if this book could possibly corrupt someone from reading it.
I want to know if I can destroy it.
Do I have like? I'm kind of protected a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're already crazy.
Yeah, and I've got this already trying to invade my mind. You know?
So it'll double fuck up whatever's trying to get into your head after that.
The enemy of my.
Do I have any
friend.
sort of?
For that, you could definitely roll a Arcane, or if you want to actually try reading it outright.
No, I don't want to read it. I want to roll my arcane and be like, it's a book.
So just going from the lowest up, Remus, you would assume that this book might be cursed, especially for the fact that this is a powerful ritual book from the temple itself directly that was contacting a greater deity of evil.
Succeeded in.
Yeah, which is true. Rain, you definitely feel like reading this book would probably end in a very bad result. Even just knowing this knowledge might give you fucked up ideas or even cause possible nightmares from what you know, just even from previous history in various religions. And
Bad juju.
I didn't.
Very bad juju.
You know that these could definitely be disenchanted with between various powerful enough dispel magics, or even bathing them with positive energy could weaken them enough to be destroyed by another magic item with relative ease. So basically, kind of like constantly bathing them with heal or cure spells to kind of give a positive life energy to it to force out the negative energy that's filling the pages.
So I can do
Like,
this magic?
So specifically something like contact with a healing runestone.
Mm-hmm.
My runestone?
Your runestone could probably be used to destroy most of the enchantments on these books, and then we
But
could
then what if
destroy
something
them.
happens to my runestone?
I mean, you don't like healing anyway. Just take
Okay.
the you can take the crystal berry one. Aiden says you could take the crystal berry one if yours breaks.
The crystal berry one? Okay, hold on.
Am I pronouncing that wrong? Can we have that word in chat? I don't know if we know what it looks like, but
I was looking for it in the list, but I did not see it in here.
Alright, hold on.
Does it look like a berry? Also, I'm fine with using this runestone for that purpose, but are all of our runestones to be used for a greater purpose, or is this exactly what we should be using it for in the first place?
They were made to take over the world. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
the whole point is that we're trying to use them for a better purpose,
Okay.
which is
So
whatever
this
we
is like the
decide.
Infinity Stone. I'm down to use it to break the power in these books.
I would be honored to assist.
I'll do some
After breakfast.
Wiggle wiggle motion.
Yes, probably out in the courtyard. Not destroy this wonderful table. I don't know whose voice that was. It wasn't Aiden's, but it was a voice, definitely.
And then you should give them all the money. Wait, hold on.
Who said that? Um. Jin, did you have... You were trying to bring something up last night, I believe. Crystal berry. Oh, okay. Can we see it? What is it? Where is it?
Uno moment.
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't mean to. I didn't realize.
Yep. So, just grabbing a very fanciful image of it.
So we don't know the full power of what this crystal berry runestone can do.
There are.
I like that you are saying crystal berry now.
Isn't that what he said?
It's crystal barrel. Like,
Yeah.
But
crystal
he said it's
berry
crystal
from you.
berry.
It's called what the DM said it's called.
Crystal berry.
It is pronounced Crystleberry, but
Okay. What does this runestone do? We don't know, right?
not a clue.
I'm trying to take notes. Okay. Don't know.
We should leave it for now until we're done with our shopping adventure.
Oh, we're going shopping?
Well, we have stuff we want to do, yeah. Some people said they wanted to go to temples. Some people said they wanted to go shopping. I wanted to, like, give Ku clothes and, like, treat him like a person, because nobody does.
Hey, yes we do.
We do! Nobody else! You wanted, yeah, you and Jin wanted magic tattoos?
No, I wanted a tattoo, but I didn't decide what I want yet.
You,
can't get
I mean, now's a great time. Maybe you should go talk to an artist.
I think I want to go find a temple.
I wrote it down, but I don't know where I put it. Do we remember how much shit I got off of the Son of Dagon?
Oh, I have the 5 teeth that you gave me. I don't know how. I think you got 14 teeth. I don't remember anything else.
I went to scroll up and it's filled with a bunch of items, blah blah blah.
Yeah, sorry. Ruined it.
But you did get quite a few teeth as well as the various scales and one massive eye that Rotona Bar wants to consume like every moment of the day.
Oh, you still have the eye? I thought we threw the eye away because it was tempting you. I thought we got rid of it. I thought that's how we dealt with that.
It's a pretty good eye.
It's going up in our tavern.
Are you? So you're gonna sell the eye or the goods?
Trophy, because they go on a big ass thing of formaldehyde.
All right. So we're
With the rest
shop.
of the collected heads.
So shopping episode. Is there anything else that we need to cover then?
I'm trying to see if someone can turn his +2 armor into +3 armor.
Can I take a crack at it? I do have the magical forge maul. Or would that be outside of my abilities? Because I'm not an artificer and we're not at the magic. Did I try and take that? No, the anvil is massive. We couldn't take the anvil.
Correct.
And the math. Yeah. The sentient anvil.
Alright.
Yeah, no, we've got one last thing to, possibly 2 things to discuss. One, do we need to be on the lookout for Pelgrim? I mean, didn't our truce with him literally end pretty much around midnight? Like, we're gonna talk about that. Should we be on the lookout? Did everyone forget?
Oh, should we bunker up?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
There, I finally found the phonetic.
I would rather be safe than sorry. If you believe that he would come here, I guess he already did once, but it didn't go very well for him. I defer to your wisdom. You are always the more cautious.
Do not know the city. Say you.
If
Can we
if
no,
we are to
The High Chancellor. I'm sorry, he's the Grand Magister?
yes.
What say you, Grand Magister? Do you feel we would be safe wandering your city?
Can we ask him to borrow like a guide?
So with that, before he even gets a full moment, there is no place ever you would ever find. As you can hear Trachadash immediately cutting on it, and I would be more than happy to show them around you, Grand Magister. You are quite sleep deprived, as well as I know that Madame Manala has been awaiting you eagerly to accompany back to your chamber. And you can just kind of see Beth just kind of chuckles at that one. Right. If you
He must have been talking to Jin, right?
It's always the butler. Butler always did it.
I do feel that anywhere else amongst the continent currently also would be the safest. Many other people are still looking outward at the other four provinces. And considering the various states of magic, yes, Trachadash would be an excellent guide. And, well, Onso's capital was, well, by far the safest between all the various mages and diviners that we have watching the borders. So, please, go out and enjoy yourselves, Trachadash.
He did breach your defenses once before. This is no mean fiend we are dealing with here.
Is understandable, but at the same time we were not expecting Pelgrim or one capable of such magic to be seeking what his entry into here. Even that, so he would not fare well, and he had to do it on a much more smaller scale. Though there will still be a guard and escort, obviously, to accompany you, just for extra comfort and safety.
I ask him
Very well.
before I bother to go down and get something done. I ask him about if he has anybody who can work these scales or teeth into armor.
I do know a few skilled armorers and tanners that would be able to appropriately treat those scales and then be able to make a fine set of scale mail for you.
I have scale mail. I should possibly try to make it stronger if possible.
With that, I believe the properties alone for some of that might be able to be tempered arcane-wise. If you do leave it with us, it would take a little bit of time, but I'm sure we can figure out the hidden properties of such a potent material.
How long are we here? Do we have time for me to leave my shit with him?
Yeah, we're not rushing off anywhere. This is the place we were rushing to get to. Before that, we were kind of just setting off to go collect more of these runestones.
I wish I remembered how many of each. Okay, I know I have 9 teeth. I don't remember how many scales. I want to leave I'm sure he doesn't need all of them. I want to leave half with him. You know.
Yeah.
See what kind of price the others finish. I leave him 4 teeth. I keep 5. I don't remember how many scales. What was it? Something like 10-ish?
For the scales, because they were on the larger portion side, I think you still managed to get 36 of them.
Shit, 36?
Yeah, he's a big fucking boy.
He only needs like 6 scales, so I give him 6 scales.
I mean, how large are these scales?
Each one would
Varying size?
varying in size, but the largest one is probably like the size of a breastplate, like the front half.
I give him 4 teeth, 6 scales, and I ask him to see if he can augment our armor and see if we can do anything about our companion's armor or weapons.
I will see if I have extra pieces in the armory that would still be of benefit to you.
I also tell him I have a +2 scale mail if we can possibly try to make that 3, you know?
We'll see what we can stretch.
I want to
Or
find
some cool magical properties would be dope too.
I'd like to find a jeweler.
Alright. So.
I want to make my teeth into a necklace.
Ooh. Alright, so.
Yeah, me too, since I got all this other shit left over. Might as well.
Oh, Ramus and Aiden get matching necklaces, yes! We both have 5 teeth, yes!
Making a charm to dangle at the end of my sword.
Necklace of the Son of Dagon. Ooh, you're right, I should just get it on the necklace but wrap it around my staff. For badassery and jangliness and druidy, like, shaking my staff shit.
Cover my sheath and Dagon's.
Just hot glue them to the fucking sheath.
Like a macaroni.
Glitter glue on the outside next to it. I'm just livening it up. The spirit of the sword is like, what the fuck?
What is that? Alright.
Yeah, so we all but we're all sticking together the whole day. So everybody goes and gets to do their thing, but everybody else is in the background.
Sounds good to me. At that point, especially after breakfast, Beth will stand up and give you all a polite bow. Now, especially after all the events of yesterday and current, I will finally take my leave and retire for the day. I am exhausted.
Stop telling people to take the day off. They have work to do.
Right, sir. I will return if you need anything. Please ring the bell.
Oh, God.
So, he will head off.
That's a day's wages you just cost him. How's a man like that supposed to provide for his family?
How do you think he's paid?
I doubt he's not taking the day off. He's probably like.
He was just dismissed by someone who's arguably one of the more higher ranked in this country. Well, how do we rank? We're not just regular citizens. We saved the entire, like...
Do people know that?
Are we like high-ranking
Listen,
nobles
with attitude.
now? Maybe you, I'm approaching middle age.
It was more like a figure of speech, but sure, okay.
I'm thinking about to have his midlife crisis. He's just a human. He doesn't have extended life. He doesn't get any of this, like, I get to live forever bullshit.
Well, not yet, anyway.
I wanna go shopping.
What did you say? Why do you keep whispering?
What?
We're gonna have a talk about that.
About whispering?
Couple therapy.
Do you, like, want me to whisper to you?
What? No.
Yeah,
No.
in his ear.
Face
Once he
red.
whispered in his
You
ear.
shut up.
Softly.
You shut your mouth.
Softly.
And no, Ku,
You need to lean in closer. He can't hear
I
you. You
will
gotta-
I will cast fireball right here at this table. I do not give a fuck.
Don't worry, Koo. I will take the fireball for you.
Thank you.
You guys are gonna
Says Jin from across the room. I draw my wand of fireball and I point it at Rain. Fine.
Two things before we head off. One, Trakadash. Are there any training facilities here in this building?
Well, of course, there's the entire main guard yard that we have, as well as an archery range, just to make sure that everyone is up to their best abilities and nobody gets rusty at the time.
And considering the number of magic users here in this city, are any of these facilities capable of withstanding magical training?
Many of those within the training yard itself. We even have a much larger field a little bit further out, as if you are practicing.
Are we about to have another brawl session?
No. Well, not yet. But I should have looked over to both. I should look over to both Aiden and to Rain, just like if we want to sharpen our stuff, like if we're here for a couple of days.
Do we?
Oh, okay, all right. And two, I walk over to the NPCs and mentioning to Dia, just first and foremost, the great responsibility that Jin has put upon her shoulders. But I just want to address them shortly and say, happened to you is of darkness that took you cannot be undone. Only you can choose how you wish to move forward. I'm offering you the chance. Continue to stand with us and take your vengeance. Fight this evil. Or walk away and run from this conflict. Do not know if we can complete it without you. But we'll respect your decision. I lay that out to Paul Gain and Aratris. Who doesn't get a choice?
Well, never does get
Aratris-
a choice.
Who's
Eric
already
can always go join her son at the tavern.
tough?
Her son's not even at. He's still out. Okay.
He's
I think
he's
it's
eventually
still
gonna
out
end up
doing his
there,
thing.
dude. She like sent him a missive to be like, go here.
For Nira, she immediately stands up and takes clearly what is butter knife, just slams it into the table. Hell yes, we're going to take it back to them and shove it down the throat. And
Clap my fist to the chest for Nira, like, cause you know, Nira.
I spill my glass
Right.
and the shouting surprises me.
Had a girl smacks her butt.
You are sitting at the table, good sir. You are not down there.
Oh, I'm down there now.
he's there.
Still eating bacon.
Fuck it.
I'm walking away.
He just
slowly
has the
because I don't
tray
wanna
of
be the
bacon.
last one
Bacon
left.
and
I
booty.
didn't cook.
I'm staying with Koo.
Yeah, I said I was leaving the table because I don't want to be the last one left with y'all.
We've got Drakehound here
Listen.
too.
Mama ain't raised no cock.
I'm feeding Drakehound. I'm throwing Drakehound scraps.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Bacon,
he
bacon.
comes closer. Oh, I'm petting him. He's a good boy. Where's Snake? Wait, Snake was in the...
I'm sorry to say, son.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's very sad. He's petting and hanging out with Drakehound, and it's just very sad. He's gonna go and find Featherhead later. Be sad.
Actually, I do address Ku directly. I say, Ku, I would offer you the choice, but I have a feeling you won't be satisfied until you've stolen the crown, the very head of the Yellow King himself.
If he has one. That man can turn his skull into one, and it's still the crown of his head. I like both options.
What say you, Polgan, Dia, Aratris? It is your choice.
Especially with DA, you can see that I haven't backed down now, and especially with such an honored gift, I would refuse to step down from such things, especially after such a noble rescue. Artress nods I'm a little bit rusty, but I can always shake off the rest of it. I can't say it was my finest work, but still left plenty of them bleeding out in the water. And you can see Paul Gain is just kind of like, oh, I guess this is my punishment for my way of getting back to not being a fallen Nesmon, is it? You can see he's kind of like holding his holy symbol and just kind of looking at it while rubbing his fingers around the edge, just kind of lightly.
We do not think less of you if you will not come with us. We've got an empire that needs to be run. You don't have to be the one ferrying us around. We've enough money to get for you to pick someone else to do it for you. But you tend to other matters.
You'll still need someone who's a skilled enough captain behind the helm, at least. I may not be able to fight, but you've clearly kept me alive this whole time, and you never lied to me yet. So.
She took my chest.
As in Azumar, I suppose it helps that we'll be defeating demons.
I guess I'll still be your helmsman. I'll make sure your ship gets there safe as best I can, and especially with the fact that, well, now it's going to be a flying one. I won't have to really worry about horrible nightmare creatures coming up and hypnotizing me again.
Maybe also we should consider.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna assume the ship needs a crew
Fingers
and
crossed.
maybe some guards.
Guards.
Nearest is like, oh, that's what we're for.
Might have to low-jack the airship.
Well, I'm
Our
glad
low
you've all
jack
agreed.
speaks giant.
Well, I'm glad you all agreed. As for being rusty Arcturus, and as for the training, Dia, first thing tomorrow morning, meet us down in the courtyard, Ramus and myself. We will make sure no one will ever get the drop on you again. Have some tactics in mind. For today, let us shop.
Spend some money.
And with that, before you even get away, Ramusnir will put an arm around you and like, spend some time with our heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right.
Who's this?
Mm.
Yoko?
He turns back.
Yoko?
Into
God damn.
Dang, that was.
I mean, more like Fergie than Yoko. If Fergie could sing, you know.
Woo.
She was actually in the band.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. No, I didn't realize it was one of ours. I thought it was that other chick who said she was waiting to go to someone's like bed chambers. But,
Well, that's Manala.
Right.
Bethden's squeeze.
oh,
His spell honey dip.
oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's that?
That's Bethden's, the Magister's.
That's the Magister's daughter?
No, that's the Magister's squeeze.
boo.
Oh.
He's got to.
She looks young.
He's got
Good to
use
be
his
the
mind-
king.
He's got to use his mind to have his spell somewhere.
That or she's a vampire. It's always a possibility. They like to
Good
pull
luck.
that trick. No, she's actually 8,000 years old. She's older than him.
I'm gonna go shopping, guys.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go shopping. I'm waiting for Ku. I'm sticking with this man. He will come to no more harm if I can do any goddamn thing about it.
Fuck yeah!
Stand by your man.
Anyone else shopping?
should all stick together, please.
We're all going together. We're all going together.
I will start turning people into goldfish and carrying them.
Oh no, he's got the water bowl.
Fucked up.
Yeah, Aiden has a glass of water and he threatens. He shakes it threateningly at the rest of the party who's not coming. I would also like to check in the stables on our griffins before we go.
Drag me.
Me.
Damn, this is a big ass shopping trip. We gotta go all the way to the Grand Dutch of Kavia to get our goddamn like bacon to take back home.
It's the best fucking bacon you ever had, though.
It
Bacon
was
is a
really,
hot
really
commodity.
good.
Jen still has yet to eat his damn bacon, egg, and cheese.
Still? You got your whole replacement like an hour ago.
Sit down and eat it, and then you drag me off the table.
No! My bacon, egg, and cheese!
Take it with you. It's a bacon, egg, and
The
cheese.
big, strong paladin who can't hold on to a sandwich when his sister grabs his armor.
Listen, there ain't no fighting sisters in that matter.
But just pick up the sandwich and carry it.
It's the principle.
It's the principal. Gotta be sitting down. Gotta be sitting down to have my breakfast. That's fair.
What is this,
So are we
birds
gonna
of
go
prey?
shopping?
Yeah, I would like to shop.
Alright, so, especially with Trakadash escorting you and bringing quite a few of the Githyanki silver blades with you,
I got money.
you do
Oh,
have
good.
a good portion of wealth amongst you. As well as you could see that, especially for this majestic city of magic, that especially at the capital Monso, you are very easily able to find a merchant for almost anything. You can see, especially towards the various inns, watering holes, armories, even just people who build customized magic, or even have small tinkering clockwork shops that have various mechanisms and creations. This place is a veritable paradise of invention. You can even see that there is one shop that is just completely dedicated to various golem craft for each kind of per request order, making a golem either that sorts libraries, cleans up rooms, or even just maintaining dishes or cooking dinner and such.
That's cool.
Where are the temples?
We could use that for our tavern.
So, for the temples themselves, as obviously Trekash would gladly lead you to one of the larger sections of the city, it starts to spread out a little bit. Obviously, each temple having kind of more of the grounds and gardens surrounding them. And towards the center of these temple areas, you would see one rather large, majestic temple that would go to the goddess Mystery, the goddess of magic. As for all of the other varying temples around, as you do see kind of the midnight star symbol and the waves of etheric magic leading up for the main symbol of Mystra. You do see the other temples that circle around, almost in a full pantheon in themselves, but obviously her being the most celebrated, into it being the kind of cloistered halls of a magic capital. But especially looking around, you are able to follow along to a point where you find the familiar symbol that you have found in your personal collective, the symbol matching up with this temple, and it's a little jarring at first, but kind of take a moment to take it in, as you can see that, especially for what it is, with the what looks like a shield with kind of like fire accents around, a flaming sword in the center with a red background. the
Oh shit.
Temple of Tempest, which is your new god, the one that has garnered favor with you, and the one who had blessed all of you during the battle against the son of Dagon.
Rain's gonna say maybe we should stop by and show our gratitude before we keep rolling, y'all. Just a thought.
We will follow you, cleric of Tempest? Question mark.
Yeah, Rain's gonna go inside and do. I feel like Rain's gonna be like super uncomfortable walking in because it's like she's been so blasphemous for so long, and she's like taking us like dipping a toe through the doorway to see if she lights on holy fire or some shit, and then realize, oh, it's okay. Sounds
Wait,
good.
you don't? Sacrilege.
Doesn't burst into flames.
Gods are fake.
But Jin does because he's whining the whole way.
Bam.
I'm like dragging him by his like cloak. Come on, we gotta go say thanks. He helped us out. Come on, we gotta go. But that's really all I wanted to do.
All right.
Just connect with him before we move on. And thank you.
So, just in brief description, as what you see inside, you could see kind of not the usual like softer tones that you usually see at most temples. Even at the Temple of Mystery, you've seen that there is kind of like soft hues of pink. Inside the Temple of Tempest, you can see that there is red marble lining the inner walls, along with vibrant, beautiful oranges and kind of like fiery yellows that are mixed in all around. And you can see what seems to be old reliquaries or weapons from previous soldiers or battle, even valiant knights that have left their armor from before behind there, along with celebratory statues of previous soldiers from long forgotten wars. And even though some are, you could tell clearly adept at magic, obviously had garnered a great deal of favor with the god of battle himself. Along with that, you do see the clerics, instead of wearing these usual softer whites or, well, the kind of mixed clergymen of even blue or gold, you get to see that many of them wear a very vibrant red or orange kind of armor or cloth for that time, as well as the symbol in their tabard on the front depicting the flaming sword. And you see that not many of the other varying types of people and citizens that you usually see. You see more veteran guard, soldiers, rangers, people who are obviously more adept to battle and obviously still seeking favor, boon, and protection in this, well, way in the main pantheon of the god of battle himself.
Is there an altar?
With that, you do see there is an altar, and in its magnificence, you can tell, especially for the way it has been styled, it is a magnificent bronze sword that raises up about 20 feet going up towards the main altar. And as far as you can tell, though obviously for much more style, it has various fluted holes through the side, so where, as since it's lit for the current time, has flames constantly coming off of it to emulate the flaming sword itself, with a heavier overlay of fire, kind of fire for the main altar in sync of where the dais stands. And you can see one of the higher priests there, obviously blessing the various warriors and clerics, and obviously trying to make sure that the god Tempest watches over them as for their offerings and things.
Yo, this temple sounds lit. Oh, literally, yeah. Could I like leave the offering and then leave?
Of course.
I want to leave the most valuable thing that I have. I have a black opal.
How about your keg? Give it up.
No. Calm down.
Don't
Right.
go saying things you don't mean now.
If I had to
Yeah.
give up my sandwich, you can give up your damn keg.
You could have brought the damn sandwich.
I can get another keg. I can't get another black opal. So anyway, Mr. DM God, I want to put a black opal on the altar
Alright.
as a thank you, and then deuces.
So give me just a quick religion as well with advantage.
Okay.
As you, I assume, obviously, leave a prayer behind as well.
Yeah.
Alright. So, especially with the black opal left behind, you can even see that many of the other clergy there are quite surprised at such a generous offering to Tempest. But you can even see, especially on the prayer, you can feel not the heat of the blade, but almost like a soft warmth, like your heart kind of thrums to the beat of a drum just before a fight. And as you're leaving after your soft prayer, even with your brother complaining about the sandwich there, you manage to catch just before leaving, almost like a small dim light or fire in the center of that opal, an acknowledgement.
I kind of like this guy. He just was like,
If you like your god so much, you should have gave me a damn sandwich.
Quick, divine intervention.
oh my gosh, you know? Tempest, my brother being a punk ass, can you, like, real quick give him a fucking bacon egg?
Could
and
you
cheese?
do something about this, please?
I mean, totally could try a divine intervention, I think.
I am not asking Tempest that.
Alright.
Thanks. I'll wait on calling in favors.
Wow, not even for your own brother.
Your sandwich is not worth a black opal. I'm sorry.
Neither is your
But I'll buy you
alcoholic
something on
problem.
the market. I'll buy you something in the market.
Will you pay for
I'll
my
buy you
tattoo?
She said I'll buy you something nice.
I like how I said, will you buy my tattoo, and she just stayed quiet.
I just... How did I... Alright. Yes. I'll buy you your tattoo. Now will you shut the fuck up about the sandwich?
Perhaps.
Ramus hands him the tray and still got bacon.
Still got the bacon tray.
He's been walking around with a platter of bacon.
Like, if they offering, I'm taking.
Good call.
It's like, you know that little, like, cellophane / plastic holder you get churros in?
Mmm.
It's like that, except it's got bacon.
Alright. Oh my goodness. So. Leaving. I just picture you, like, leaving after the prayer and then, like, coming out to see Ramus still eating the platter of bacon. It's like only 1/4 of it's gone so far because there's so much bacon.
It's in the sleeve thing.
That's true.
Or the equivalent of would be. It's like to-go bacon.
Yeah.
He puts it out to Jen. Bacon.
Thank you.
It's still
I
warm.
appreciate it. Finally, somebody appreciates giving me bacon.
So at that point, Tragadash will. Shall we move on to the next location? Obviously, the shops that you were intending to look at. So, he will lead you off towards the. Obviously, where you could see that many of the soldiers that were you've seen previously at the Temple of Tempest, as well as a few others that were walking around. A large portion of shops and all around the area, obviously, kind of littering the capital. Some that are clearly more deft at dealing with various wands. Some that specializes in various jewelries and pieces to guard yourself or even contain spells within. And there, the main armor that clearly has, from what you could tell, a sister shop not far across the way, being close to this area, is an immense amount of heat, as the two forges there are quite immense themselves, and they have their own main cylindrical stacks, and even the heat of the bricks themselves are almost unbearable to some. For Jin, this is comfortable to you with the brimstone you have.
Jin's like, it's chilly in here.
But at the same, you do see that they do have the almost the same degree, but still not as magnificent as the tower that you had originally rated, where it had the 300 plus magical hammers with the anvil as well. But you can see that they are as close to that as they could be with their own skills. Obviously,
Let this guy use ours to try and make my +3 armor with dead god scales, or do something with it.
you definitely can if you want to. So,
Or what's his name? His tower gonna hook us up.
Fethin is definitely willing to hook you up. If you want to take note of the shop's name and request that it be brought to him for obviously final work.
Okay, yeah, we could do that, and we could lend them things.
All right. So that is easy.
What other shop? There's the armorer. There's the jeweler.
Yeah, I would like to go talk to the jeweler.
All right.
I'd like to get. Well, Ramus and I would probably go together. We want to get the things made into necklaces. We're not sure if that would make them magical, but that is a thing that we would like to explore. If nothing else, it's for the badassery.
And I kind of want him to jewel out my case too. Put some bling on my sheath.
Alrighty. So, for the armorer, the shop there in that forge is called the Unique Guard. And where is it? There we are. I'm probably never gonna say that word correct, but the Burning Pagoda Patissier is
Close. Good enough.
Patisserie.
Patisserie.
What Rain said.
There we are. Thank you. I've never seen that word in my life.
The American accent, yeah, sure, but patisserie is easy.
Patasserie.
Patisserie.
We read them over here, so it's
This
patisserie.
here.
Oh, you said freedom? There's oil? What?
Get him!
Rangers assemble.
Heart.
And then something else that might interest Jin is just down the street. A small eatery called Walk With Me.
That's hilarious.
Down if you're down, man. I'm
I'm
down if you're down.
Can we get some to like get sent to the place for us to try later?
You definitely can.
Tell him that he's gonna be cooking at the king's palace tonight.
That dude's eyes.
Tell
will-
him to pack his shit. He's got
Jin-
places to
Jin
be.
walks in and tells the owner, take the day off.
No, god damn it. God damn it.
I can't take the day off. I need to cook everything. You want pan fried noodle? I could not resist. I'm sorry. I fucking. Makes me think of Uncle Charlie. Oh my god.
So bad.
I love
think
it.
of what's his name, Kung Fu Panda,
Yes.
his father.
Go with the faux noodles. They are delicious. But obviously, everything you can hear inside the jewel shop, various people checking the fine works that are there. And you can see that the probably one of the most prized gems with inside is, let's see, probably the most prominent work that they have, but it's also, you could tell that it's not the most expensive, but still a beautiful, lustrous, deep kind of amethyst that has been carved to look like the jewel carver working at his bench, with an even smaller inlaid jewel held in hand that you can tell is a previously worked deep blood ruby, kind of resting in the hand of the amethyst carving.
Does he make anything magical, or we don't know that yet?
For as far as you can tell, it seems like he might have some magical gemstones to speak of, but obviously he does clearly work primarily on finer jewelry.
An artiste.
Mm-hmm. As for the person working behind the counter, as he is carving it, it is a rather happy-go-lucky looking tiefling who has kind of deep hues of greens over his body, which kind of fade into an interesting kind of motif of purple down to his hands, almost like he's been color faded and dipped in multiple inks himself. As he looks to the rest of you come in, please come in, gentlemen and ladies. Is there anything that sparkles or glistens the way that you sings your heart's content?
Are you, how much, I have material, how much to make something for me?
Well, that depends on what you wish me to do with it. I can make more of the fancier carvings, as you can see. He points clearly to the centerpiece probably being the most time-consuming one that he did, but obviously his very proven worth of his skill. If you're looking for something more crude, that could be easily done within a day in itself. Or if you're looking for more of the finite work, that would take more of a petite touch, obviously. I do make sure that once they are finished, that they are stable enough to be handled appropriately with care.
I'm assuming Dagon's teeth are pretty freaking, well, his son's teeth are pretty big, aren't they?
Oh, they're massive. They're like...
I just literally put one down, and I point at Aiden, Nira, and me, and I'm like, we're gonna wear this around our neck. If you can find a way for me to put it on my sword, sure, but do something.
Very well. Is there any particular symbology that you would like me to follow with, or maybe smaller carvings of the same style, keeping to this along with a tied together theme for the various pendants?
Or mine, something tiger related, maybe?
He'll actually immediately take out a writing kit and start writing down the tiger design as well.
Flames of victory. Of victory and rebirth.
Flames of victory and rebirth.
Does Nira want anything specific?
Axes. Copper.
With that, she a sword driven into the top of a mountain. Alright, then As for the excess ivory of this magnificent piece that you've brought me, would you want it returned, or would you be using that as partial payment?
Yours.
Very well then. I will do my best to make the most beautiful talismans and pendants for all of you. And might I have a name so that when you come to retrieve it, I can give it to the correct person?
Deadass.
Alright then.
Did you really expect anything else? We've been pretty on brand this whole way through, so.
So, he will write down DA on it, and then kind of put the point dots on it, obviously as an abbreviation. I will be sure.
Why would I do that now, you know?
I will be sure to make these as magnificent and as beautiful as the women around your arms.
Did my sword, it came with a sheath, or have I just been like tucking it into my belt?
I came with a sheath.
Yeah, we had a whole unsheathing scene.
Mm-hmm.
Sure we did. Who would be able to... Is the sheath itself special, or...
The sheath itself is special in the way of whenever Rotodopar is resting within it, he is silenced for the time unless you've recently activated him, which still takes a little bit of time for him to fall back asleep.
Is there any way to make like a cover for it?
Basically to get it decorated, you can be very easy.
I would hand them my sword. I don't know what the fuck would happen, you know? But I'd like... Or just keep it unsheathed for like 3 days.
Alright.
Could he make like a, I don't know, slip cover or something?
A slip cover, a scabbard cover? Yes, you could definitely. You could.
Yeah, just a temporary, like...
There's something to put the sheath in while it's on the belt that looks cool, and that's possibly made Dagon's to for scale.
So you asking the jeweler for that, or?
I'm saying, I guess, who would do that? Would that be the jeweler or the armorer? Because I don't know who makes sheaths generally.
With that, he would immediately pipe in. I've actually worked with the gentleman across the way, excellently skilled fire ganassi. I could do the finite work, obviously, the interlocking and carvings. If there's any decorative pieces that you would like me to line it with, I'd be more than happy to. And then he would be able to obviously finish out the more locking piece mechanism and be able to have it removable if you wish. I know he's very skilled with his hands. Excuse me.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
There you go.
Also, I guess tiger themed. Maybe a carver in it. And does he like take measurements? I don't know.
For that, he definitely would before he leaves.
Okay. I can hold it while you measure. I wouldn't exactly recommend you holding this thing.
It's a very frightful piece, but I think I could definitely match that with the tiger motifs.
Sweet, let's do it. Does he need another scale, or does he have enough, you think? Or
With the size of one, that would be just enough, and especially for the mixture of leather, being able to have it flexible enough.
Are these like valuable to him, the teeth or the scales?
Basically, those are like ivory, so obviously he doesn't know it's the tooth of Dagon, but obviously this is still kind of like creature ivory, so it's still highly valuable to him because this is a very workable, nice feeling substance.
Can I give him a scale? Would this be enough for payment?
I could definitely say so myself. These actually give him quite a nice shimmer. Was
I have
this?
shit. One. Like, what else am I gonna do with these things?
Definitely make a fine work of art from many of these. But trust me, this will be definitely well repayment. I will put a few extra pieces in there for you.
Sweet. All right, let's do it. Oh, I asked him, does he have any magical pieces?
If you're looking for elemental gemstones, I do have trade of those. Obviously, it is a little more difficult to lock in such elemental powers, but I do have a few behind the counter if there were any that in particular looking for, but obviously perusal is allowed to a degree. They are still so from behind the counter itself. Pull the listing real quick. For the elemental gems that he does have, he has a red corundum, which is a fire elemental. He has an emerald, which is water. And the last one that he currently has is a blue sapphire. So, obviously, these would be upon one use, but once you throw them down and cause the gem to shatter, you would be able to control the elemental that would be summoned from inside. I do have air, fire, and water. A good portion of earth has unfortunately been recently bought, so I'm unfortunately all out of yellow diamond.
How much, please?
For each of these, I usually charge around 300 gold per one.
Any of elementals?
I can summon those. Dallas and I can both do that already. But it does take time, and those are, you can crush them as an action rather than taking a minute to cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing is if you want to do either water or fire, or sometimes even earth, you have to have the element nearby.
I'm gonna consider, but not yet.
Very well. As for
We can always return.
As for other things that are, well, usually useful, I do carry a few gems of brightness. Some of the miners' guilds like to use those and collect those just in case. I myself usually like to use, as he holds up, what seems to be a monocle with a beautifully cut gem in its inline eye socket. One of the gems of seeing. Obviously, some of these mages think they can pass illusions off in front of me, and, well, they don't realize that much of my jeweler's equipment has true seeing on it. Other than that,
Could we purchase some of that?
I do
Can
have.
I get some goggles of true seeing?
If you want me to affix them as goggles of true seeing, I can definitely combine two of those. I do still have a few lenses that have not been completed just yet.
I could return tomorrow to pick it up.
Very well. A name for your order, sir?
I'm good for now, I think. Besides what we're already getting.
Aside from the glasses, the other few things that I do have are some spell gems, but Well, obviously, a few of the elements have not caught your fancy too much. I would imagine the spell gems might not catch your fancy too well either.
I'm good unless somebody else needs.
It'd be more of the arcane variety versus the druidic and divine.
Is there an amulet of the drunkard around?
An amulet of the drunkard? Roll me an investigation.
Insight.
You know, I'll let you do insight.
Okay, hey. I roll insight checks at advantage because I'm a Kalashtar. That's a 19. Plus 9.
So you can tell that obviously for a much larger group, and especially since you're accompanied by Trakadash as well as the Githyanki Silverblade, you assume that he's bringing out some of the more reputable and fancier kind of items. But you can tell that he would very likely have amulets and other things like that that are not exactly proudly owned, but you know, some...
more minor amulets. Yeah, nothing as powerful as summoning an elemental with the crushing of a gem.
Exactly. Or
yeah, could I inquire about that one specifically? It's something that's been on Aiden's mind recently. I have a favor to repay. Maine did something very nice for us, and I feel like Aiden is gonna buy Rain a very nice amulet that gives them back hit points when they drink alcohol once a day.
So, with that, he would definitely be a little surprised at that, but will quickly regain his composure. Like, of course, sir. Was not expecting such a odd request, but nonetheless, he'll go.
Why is it odd?
Well, obviously you carry
something to say.
You obviously carry such proper and good company.
Shows what you know.
Indeed.
Sure, proper. I don't know.
And you can tell he's just trying to be, aka kiss ass, because of the escort. So, obviously he'll take out what is very clearly a varying rack of amulets. You do see others amongst them, pure gold amulets, one that looks like a closed eye, and a few others that are kind of mixed in here and there, along with another that is clearly been set aside and marked already, as well as one that looks like a, well, interestingly enough, kind of like obsidian black with silver inlay and etching around the side, and multiple symbols on the black obsidian marked around the stone. But you do get the amulet of the drunkard, a beautiful silver and gold chain link. You could see that alternating all the way down is silver and gold, one silver, one gold, one silver chain link going down. And at the very bottom is the obviously very familiar to you, and as you've probably heard about this item before, is the amulet of the drunkard, a beautiful wheat head of wheat, which has been alternated between silver and gold going down, as opposed to its usual plain silver amulet, which many have done before. This one done in a much more fanciful way, to look almost like shimmering golden wheat that has been starting to reach its maturity at the season. That would only cost you 400 gold.
Very well. I've got. Oh shit! Not that much.
With that, you just
Are we,
as
are
you
we
kind
allowed
of
to
mumble.
remove from the treasure hoard?
Well, as you do kind of mumble that, you feel Ku kind of like tug on the side of your arm and then like push a bundle of gold into your.
Where did you get this? I telepathically. Where did you get this?
Don't worry about it.
Where? No. Cool.
What?
Cool.
What?
Cool.
Yes.
Where did you get this?
Don't ask if you don't want to know.
Oh my god. I turned the hand the gold. I closed my eyes, I turned the hand the gold. It's already done. I've already done it. Oh my god.
Alright. So, obvious exchange the pouch.
Where did that money come from? Oh no.
Well, you've been walking through town, so.
Well, no.
Is he really a klepto like that all the time? That's hilarious. Just as he's stolen that, we don't know.
That's ridiculous. Okay, I will be right back.
Alright. So obviously, Aiden will be finishing purchasing. If there's anything else that people would like to purchase from the various shops as well.
Anything interesting? Because like my, boots or stuff like that.
So-
Anyone sells any magic wares besides the tattoo stuff? Because I know people want to move to that.
So, just specifically boots, there are obviously tanners and leather workers who obviously specialize in such things, even a few cobblers here and there. For that, even just kind of perusing around town, you would find some that have one or two of the more estranged items, as well as one that seems to be kind of purposely locked up behind what seems to be an iron cage anchored to the main showroom floor. The ones that are purposely locked away in a cage seem to be decorated with the main filigree going around the section where the boot would come up to your calf, as well as going down, and the front heel kind of being more pressed with the various symbols and designs of what looks like air elementals, and on the very sides of them, kind of feathered out, looks like angel wings on each side of the ankles or these boots.
What are those?
So, especially hearing that, the shopkeep would call to you a pair of winged boots. They'd be able to grant you flight if you wish so to beckon for that.
Oh, unfortunately, that's not really a problem anymore. You got anything else?
Well, if the flight would not be an issue, perhaps the other ones that I usually specialize is the boots of speed that might tickle your fancy.
Ooh, I'd like to know more.
So, obviously, going.
That's what I.
They'll pull out, obviously, the two slightly different colored boots, obviously. More of a recent and different change for one, and then the other one, obviously, has been made and just kind of kept nice and stored away. While you wear these boots, you can use a bonus action to click the heels together. If you do so, you double your walking speed, and any creature that makes an opportunity attack against you has disadvantage on the attack roll. If you click the heels together again, you end the effect. The boots property if the boots property has been used for 10 minutes, the magic ceases to function until you finish a long rest.
What's the extra speed? 10?
You double your speed.
Oh shit.
And if
How
you
much
were to
are
do
they?
that while you have your wings out, then you would have double flight speed at the same time.
Nice, because in the dark I already have 50 feet of movement. 100 feet would be clutch. Um, what is that? Like an action, a bonus action?
Bonus action to activate it.
I'll show those boots.
I apologize. I'm back.
Welcome back.
What do you? How do those sound to you, fellas?
Oh, those are all yours.
It looks like he had two pairs, didn't he? We rocking the same Jordans, different color.
Yeah, he does have a second pair.
Look how
Actually
much they
interested
are.
in those boots of flight. I want to learn more about them.
For the winged boots, while you wear these boots, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. You can use these boots to fly up to 4 hours, all at once or in several short flights, each one using a minimum of 1 minute for the duration. If you are flying for the duration when it expires, you descend at a rate of 30 feet until you land softly on the ground. The boots regain 2 hours of flying capability every 12 hours when they are not used.
So I could fly as fast as I walk 4
Mhm.
hours.
Yep.
How much?
Oh, what? A long rest would be half recharge then?
Pretty much, yeah.
How much are the boots of? How much are the winged boots?
So the winged boots, as they are a little more easy, because obviously the boots of speed need the durability to be able to empower a person's body. The winged boots themselves are only 800 gold. As for the boots of speed themselves, would be at 1800 gold.
I don't even know how much anymore. We've been putting everything into our group stash, so.
That is true. You do have the huge treasure horn. So, I mean, this would be the time to start pulling from it.
How much do we have it now? Let me look.
The grand total that somebody has marked down is 9,400.
All of the money is tallied, yeah, but the gems are all separate. That money is not included. Those are kept as gems.
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody wearing the robe of eyes?
Not that I
Not
recall.
currently.
Okay. That's a very powerful
Which
thing.
one is
We also- That's the one that it gives advantage on perception, and you can see invisible creatures. Let me pull up the exact thing.
Allows you to see into the ethereal realm.
Dark vision out to 120 feet, invisible creatures and objects as well as material. However, you can be blinded by a daylight spell.
Alright, Chin. That's fine, because it would be close to end time anyway.
This is where we're getting.
Hey, Josh?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, the winged boots. Would those have to be attuned?
Let me double check. I don't believe they would be. No, they would require attunement.
Okay. You guys mind if I use one of our gems?
Get after it.
I'm gonna take the yellow sapphire of the horde, which is worth 1,000 GP. And you said the boots were worth 800.
Yep, they obviously would gladly give you change back for the trade of the gem.
That I shall do.
Feel better, Jin. I'm sorry you're struggling, buddy.
Oof. I'm hoping you're feeling better, man.
He just got his second dose. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, this shit's gonna bog you down for a while.
Did you knock the bell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're 10 minutes before our DM god has a heart out.
It's true. So I think this would be a good spot to end off on. Everyone can start making shopping lists if they want, or pre-planning it. So, especially between the
We
very.
don't know. We'll have. Sounds like Dallas wants the boots. The other ones are kind of steep. I don't know.
Yo, I'm gonna
I just
head
grabbed
out.
the winged boots.
All right, right.
I'm not feeling well too, so I'm gonna go lay down. Thanks for the
Rest well.
session, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Can we? Do you have to go now? Can we sort of peruse other shops or?
For that, the only thing I would say that would be off limits is really legendary items, especially since this is a city of magic. There are very rare items, but those are going to be really fucking expensive.
Okay. Bet. So if we find something we want, we can just run it by you.
Yes, sir.
But most things will be.
So, for a lot of those ones, I would recommend checking out obviously the magic items in D&D Beyond, and then just kind of bouncing back and forth ideas for which ones seem to be the most desirable to you. Just kind of obviously coming up with a plan of shopping ideas between the various selections that you would have.
You said anything under legendary, so very rare, uncommon, and common.
Correct.
Yeah, but very rare can be super expensive.
Yeah, very rare is where the price tag starts to really hike up. Uncommon and rare is pretty reasonable ranges. Very rare is the point where it's like you're probably going to break the bank on one item.
I love this peaceful music, very ethereal.
It's so nice all the time. The forest music.
That sounds very nice. For a while when we were talking, is that a bed?
Just to remove the yellow sapphire from the list.
Yep.
Save it.
Yeah, no, I already did.
Oh,
Just in
okay.
case you guys wonder what happened to it, there is a note somewhere in the feed.
Hey,
saying-
where's that one yellow diamond thing? Where did that have that bit? You think I know what's on there?
Figured someone was keeping track.
That's what the list is for.
Precisely.
I want to buy 8 immovable rods.
God.
Just get into some nonsense.
Just click, 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 click. What the fuck is he doing? He's climbing to the sun. I love the fact that it's like, wait, where'd you get this money? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't. But I'm.
Morals. God. Spend.
Barrier tattoo's kind of cool.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, those I would definitely recommend taking a look at the tattoos. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure all tattoos require attunement.
There
Yeah.
is like.
I only have one thing attuned.